All right, guys. So I'm about to call a seller and be bold on this call, guys. Listen, so I spoke to the seller. We were talking about subject to type of deal, but the issue with this seller is that she has adjustable rate mortgage on her property. It's a small loan. The property is probably worth somewhere around like 175 to 180, and she has about 51,000 ARM type of loan, right? So what I did is I said, listen, instead of going through all this headache and taking over adjustable rate mortgage to where we as investors we don't control our destiny, we have zero control. How about you just find a way? Because I found out that this lady is an investor. She's very financially savvy. She invests in stocks, crypto, all that fun stuff. I'm like, how about you just maybe sell some shares of stocks or crypto or whatever, because that market is down right now anyway, and invest into real estate. It only makes sense. And so pay that arm off. So instead of us having to go to a lender, take a loan and pay a return to a lender, so we just pay you, right? She liked the idea, and she thought about it for 2 days, and she came up with an idea on how to pay it off, so that we just do a straight seller finance. And now this is the call where we're going to talk about what those 100% seller finance terms is going to look like. Boom, boom. Let's go.
Hey, Mama Doo, how are you?
Kim, I'm fantastic. How about you?
Doing all right.
Okay.
Busy,
What is that? Oh, is that you made too much money this week?
I wish that would be my issue that I can complain about.
I know, right? How was
I
your
want those problems.
How was your weekend? That's awesome. How was your weekend? Are you still in Illinois?
I am actually. Sorry, I got confused for a minute.
Did I catch you in the middle of something?
No, I just packing up.
Okay.
So, but I am fine. I'm not leaving anytime soon. I just can't stay in the hotel. They already gave me late checkout. But so I'm in Indiana, leaving for Denver.
Gotcha.
Denver today, and so I will be there through tomorrow, and then back home. Thank God, finally.
Nice. That's fantastic. All right. Well, I saw your text that got me dancing a little bit more this weekend. And sorry, I called you a little bit late because I was on the call with a private lender. We're closing on a big Airbnb in Florida, so I was raising money for that.
Gotcha.
But
understood.
I got my Starbucks ready, and I'm ready to talk numbers.
All right. So so I am able to get this paid off, and probably like within the next week. I actually on Friday, either Thursday or Friday, I requested a payoff letter, right? Because generally it's not exactly the remaining balance, that you see there. Right. So I'm still waiting on them to provide that. But even with that, I will be able, like I said, it's right around 50. And so what I'm able to do is borrow against my 401k. And so, the terms are pretty, I don't love them, but the good thing for me is that I'm borrowing against, my own money, and I'm paying myself back, right? So I see it that way, but the max I'm able to go out is 5 years, right? So 50K over 5 years is kind of steep. So, I was wanting to see, again, what type of structure and terms and numbers we are looking at, knowing this, because I'm hoping the deal will be a little bit, sweeter if it's on free and clear.
Right. That is a brilliant idea. I'm guessing, man, it doesn't take a long time for Libras to come up with creative.
Listen, I am just one of the extremely smart ones.
I can tell. Okay, so what is the terms you're gonna get on that 401k? Because I do have one of my private lenders. She have she lends from her 401k, but she have it set up as a self-directed IRA so that she don't, get hit with any taxes or anything.
Yeah, and so from what I understand, there's no tax penalties.
Okay.
But it is 7.25% interest, and again, 5-year fully amortizing. So that's why I said again, it's not attractive, but at the same time, that money, right? It's like I'm paying myself that money back, and it's just going to be a much larger kind of monthly or biweekly, actually, because what they do is they then take it out of your paycheck. So it's like $500 a month. I'm sorry, $500 a paycheck. It's like $498 actually, but still $500 a paycheck. So again, twice a month, like $1,000 that, I wasn't expecting to have to come out of pocket. But like I said, it's not that I'm paying someone else. I'm, kind of paying myself back. Right. So that was how I looked at it and why I thought it made sense.
Got it. So your monthly on this is $500 to yourself?
No. 500 every 2 weeks.
Oh, every 2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, so 1,000 monthly.
1,000 monthly. Okay.
Yes.
Got it. Is that how long do they amortize that for?
5 years. 5 is the max you can go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
On just the amortization schedule itself. Not
so it's fully amortizing. They don't do like a
got it.
A term and then it amortizes over this. It's fully amortizing, and there's no like just interest only period, nothing. It's just straight calculated 5 year. Well, you could do less, but 5 is the max that they would go.
That's dope though. It's really smart because you're paying yourself. I'm actually doing that on a property of mine where I lended myself, but I have like my lending company lending my acquisition company on that buy and hold. But it's not a 401k or anything, but everything I'm paying a monthly, I'm paying back to myself.
Right. Yep. And so again, the only other disadvantage, so right, that's great because it kind of becomes a wash, but then the only other disadvantage is now that money is not making me money, which right now we're in a down market before. And so I was kind of killing it in my 401k. My returns were 17 to 20%, coming out of COVID. But like I said, right now we're in a down market. So again, I'm probably only around 6 or 7 overall.
Okay.
So it's not as big of a hit as it normally would be, right? But
so essentially, you'll get a better return now by doing it this way.
I'm hoping so.
Is that why you chose?
That's the thought.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. That's really smart. Okay, so now the only thing, the seller finance portion make it really easy. When I say easy, meaning now you're 100% the bank, right?
Yeah.
So essentially here, it'd be really up to Kim's bank to decide, hey, because at the end of the day for us, like I told you before, the only thing we got to keep in mind is the monthly. It's like after we pay the HOA, we have to be able to gross somewhere around 450 to 500 to be able to allocate vacancy repairs and still get something, right? To where if the market ever goes bad, we're not bleeding money, we're not losing money, so we're still able to fulfill our duties to you every single month. So as long as we can cash flow on that monthly, everything else is kind of like a little bit flexible, so to say. So it's really up to Kim's bank on, hey, how are you thinking about this for it to make it worthwhile for you to not only tap into your 401k, pay off, this ARM loan, and then now be 100% the bank, to where instead of another investor getting a return, you're actually the one getting the return. So have you thought about what would actually put a smile on your face? What type of structure? Because at the end of the day, you're the bank, right? I don't want to dictate terms to you. As long as we keep in mind that we have to be able to cash flow. So have you thought about, hey, this is what my bank would be happy with based on what I'm doing right now? Because in this scenario, the only thing would bring to the table is, the money to you at closing, obviously, closing costs, and then after that, repairs, right? And holding costs, right? So that would be, but at least now you're saving us from having to raise, 2 separate funds. We only raising one, right?
Right.
That is
exactly.
Plus, right? So, and you also becoming first collateral, which is great. So have you
Yeah,
thought about that?
I did not. I should have, right? So
Come
I
on,
was
I
hoping you
should
would
have
come to
told
me
you
with a
on that
proposal,
text.
and no, I mean, and definitely, I guess I thought about it, but I
Yeah.
didn't put like, okay, here's where my bottom line, right? And so,
Right,
like I
right.
said, that's why I
Right.
kind of sent to you yesterday, like, okay, so now what are we thinking? But
Yeah, yeah.
if you give me like 30 minutes, I can definitely look at some
Ooh,
numbers
ooh.
and give you a call back.
My heart is pumping now. Okay, so
I gotta run some figures, and it's hard to do it as you sit here on the phone, but
okay.
I can definitely run through some things. And I probably don't even need a full 30, but knowing that I am going to move to downstairs, so I at least want to be able to do that. Set up in the lobby, for an hour or two before I take off to the airport, and then like I said, pull up those numbers and just see again. Hey, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what will make me happy, and then let's see if we can agree on that.
Got it. Okay. All right. So I mean, bring out the nicer Libra version of you right now, not the shark Libra. Okay.
I've been extremely fair. At least I feel like it.
Yeah,
I am not. I might be a shark in my my approach and my tactics, but I feel like I am extremely fair.
All right. All right.
I'm not looking to knock you over the head. I promise you that. I'm looking for a situation that benefits both of us.
All right.
And then let's, establish that relationship.
I like that. Love it. All right. Then let me give you that 30-minute, and then let's have back on. That will give me the time to refill my coffee cup and talk some numbers. I'll try to see if my sign is Libra too in the meantime. All right.
You're so funny.
So just text
I'll
me when you want me to call you back.
Okay. Yep, that works.
All right, I appreciate it.
Okay. Right. Thanks. Right, bye.
So, guys, you guys can tell the lady is, a numbers lady. She knows her stuff. She's in finances. She actually handles finances for banks. She's traveling right now. So with this type of people, is not really, there's no pain. This lady has zero pain. She's smart with her money. Her thing is a gain, right? Is a gain. Why would she go to so the first person that talked to this lady is actually one of my acquisition person who's no longer part of the team. And he focused more on the pain and not the gain. The lady doesn't have a pain, she have a gain. So when I hopped on the phone with this lady, I try to find out first, what is her background, where she's at, why isn't she renting this herself, and get the return. And what I found out is this lady is busy. She's busy. She's a full-time, she have her 9 to 5, making great money. She's in finances, but she's also a business person. So she invests her money. She understands finances, taxes, all that fun stuff. But real estate is not her full-time. So she just don't want to deal with that, but she doesn't have to sell. She can sit on this property. The property has been vacant, I think, for about 12 months or a little bit over. And there's a mortgage. She's paying the mortgage, no pain at all. But guess what? She's getting the benefits of the write-offs, the tax write-offs. So she's like, I don't mind keeping this vacant. It's helping me get my tax write-off, so I'm really not pressed to sell. But she doesn't have time to manage tenants and all that fun stuff. So for her, it's hey, what strategy can you come up with to where, hey, my money's still working for me, is secured against an actual physical asset, but I don't have to deal with all that other stuff. I'm hands-free, all that fun stuff. So I was able to paint that picture of how we can do that and say, hey, as an investor, you're an investor, so you understand how important it is to be able to predict your future. And if we leave an adjustable interest rate mortgage in place, we, as the buyers, we have zero control in our future. And we also have zero control on your future as our bank. Because on the seller finance position, guys, for those who don't know what seller finance is she's financing her equity. So she's coming to the bank, so we'll make her a down payment, and then we'll make her monthly payment for 7 years. And then at the 7-year mark, whatever is left that we owe her, we'll pay it in one lump sum, right? But if we keep an arm in place and do what is called a hybrid deal, that is when a hybrid deal is, guys, when you have a mortgage in place and then you have equity. That is called hybrid. So it's partially subject to, because you're taking over a mortgage, and then partially seller finance because they're financing you with their equity, right? So as the bank right now, if we keep that arm in place, then we don't have control on your future neither. Because what happens if today Okay, today we're at 4.5%. What happens if this bank decide, this lender deciding that is in first position, that in 3 months they want to be at 7%? Now we're negative cash flow. Not only that, we cannot even afford to pay our expenses, which is vacancy and repairs, but we cannot even afford to pay you as our bank. And once I painted that picture, she was like, oh, I never thought about it that way. So I'm actually going to find a way to, pay that off. So I am actually the one who benefits from the return and not somebody else. Because I brought up another strategy to where I say, hey, we can go to a lender and get 40% down for your property and have you finance the remaining 60%, but we have to go to a lender for that. And right now, because of the market, most lenders are not giving less than 6.5, 7%, right? So your terms in the back end have to be super sweet for us to go to a lender and then have you in second position. Which was well, if you're gonna do that, why not? I don't want that lender to benefit from the returns. I want to benefit from the returns. So I was like, okay, boom. So I was like, suggestions. I know she invests in crypto because we built rapport, and I'm asking her about her life. You know what I mean? Like she up and up. So I know she invests in things like stocks, crypto, all that fun stuff. So she have funds laying there doing nothing. 401ks is doing nothing right now. The market is down, so she's not earning any returns that she's happy with. So I sold her on the benefits of real estate, having your money working for you, but also secured against an actual physical asset. You can go touch it, feel it, smell it. You know it's there. There is a location. If you're investing in crypto, if you're investing in stocks, if you're investing in 401ks, if somebody files bankruptcy on you, guess what? Where can you drive to find a location that says crypto and walk in and do something about it? Nowhere. Real estate, you can't. There's a physical. There's a reason why, guys, banks lend on real estate. They're not lending to you. They're lending to the asset. It's physical. It's there. You can drive there. You can take it back. You can foreclose on somebody, have it back. Yes, it's going to be a little bit of headaches, but at least you can get something. All this other stuff is air. If somebody disappears on you, file bankruptcy on you, there is nothing you can do other than cry. Right? So boom, 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 guys, part 1. So I'm going to call her back when she's ready to talk numbers, and we're going to have part 2 of this call. Stay bold, be bold, boom, 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 boom.